Actually, you know what? I'm not done. I'm not going to bed yet. I'm going to finish saying what I got to say. Right now, our Constitution's under attack. You got these leaders across the country shutting down churches, shutting down places of worship, which actually goes directly against the Constitution of the United States. You've got freedom of speech being shut down by intolerance on the left. Basically, if you do not believe what they believe, then you do not have the right to speak in their eyes, and they will resort to violence to prevent you from speaking. That's a left-wing thing. Conservatives don't do that. We believe in the Constitution, and we believe everybody has a right to say whatever they want to. Freedom of assembly. We have that. But right now, the only people who have freedom of assembly are the protesters. They'll use coronavirus to shut down anything else, including working class Americans making a living. But then they will let people who do not contribute to society assemble all day long to protest a bullshit narrative that is untrue. The numbers don't reflect it. You can look at the numbers. It's a bullshit narrative. You're talking about Antifa, George Soros funded, Black Lives Matter, which is actually a global organization, also funded by Soros and the Democratic Party. Both bullshit narratives. All of these things are being used in conjunction with the coronavirus to control working class Americans of all races, of all creeds. They want to control you. I saw, and I can pull up right now, at least a dozen videos of violence from the left. At least a dozen. But you will not see none of that come through any of the mainstream media. You will not see it come through Apple News. You will not see it come through Yahoo News. As a matter of fact, the only story I did see come through was from the mainstream media, Apple News, anything like that. The only stories I did see come through were left-wing propaganda all day long. Left-wing propaganda. They hide what's really going on in the country. And people are falling for it. And the ones that are not falling for it are too scared to stand up against it. The day that we allow our Constitution just to be thrown in the trash like they're doing right now is the day we lose our country. We are losing our country as we speak. We are already, you could call it a cultural war, you could call it a civil war, whatever you want to call it. We're already in this war. Okay? This is no longer a division of the country. We are actually heading into a war. And people can't wake up and get their head out of their ass and realize it. Right now, working class, everyday Americans that have a problem with nobody, all they want to do is earn a good living for their family. We are under attack like never before in this country. And our government don't give a shit. The cops don't have a choice. They've got to get out of it. I don't know where we're headed. I really don't. But it's ashamed when one of the things that granted in the very first amendment by the Constitution, which is freedom of religion, you have the freedom to practice religion how you feel, and you have the freedom to assemble to practice your religion. When that is shut down because God is under attack in this country and no one gives a damn and no one speaks out against it, the country's gone. The country's gone. You know, I could be dead wrong. Maybe the silent majority will come through, and maybe we can start straightening this mess out. But not as long as we allow career criminals and ignorant people to run our society. Not as long as we allow these Ivy League educated, virtue signaling, piece of shit politicians to run our country. Nah, we won't get nowhere. And last but not least, as long as we allow these spineless Republicans to stay in office, we're not gonna get nowhere. We need to stand up. We need to go to the polls and get rid of these people. Now, to do that, we have to find people who can take their places. Well, look around. Look around you. I know at least 6 people right off the top of my head that I would be happy to vote for to go represent me in Congress right now. And guess what? They're all working 70 hours a week, just like I am. We got to think outside the box, people. We got to start looking at who is going to represent us the best, and we have to get them in power. If we don't, we're lost.